Alrighty, morning everyone, and welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel on another beautiful day. In today's video I want to talk to you about my future plans of stacking gold and silver. What is the stuff that I'm gonna buy in the future, and how do I see my stack and my stacking journey progress in the future? So I think that's something that everyone has to think about at some point, because we all kind of want to have some sort of a plan for the future, especially when it comes to like somewhat financial stuff, like for example stacking. And so yeah, we're gonna go through all that stuff today, and I'm gonna hopefully explain that in an understandable manner, what my plans for the future are. But before we're gonna do that, we're gonna take a look at the stuff that I brought for you today. So first thing we've got here is a 2-ounce Queen's Beast completer. Problem with these coins is that they came in pretty bad condition, like just from the mint. They had all kinds of milk spots and damages and stuff like that straight out of the press, which is really unfortunate. But at the end of the day, it really was a coin that you could get for very, very little markup when it came out in comparison to other bullion coins. And so yeah, I guess it's okay, but still a bit unfortunate. Continuing on with this Yuna and the Lion coin, a coin that I really like design-wise. I think it's a pretty cool coin, but again, this is a coin that comes with a pretty big markup, and it does not come in a coin capsule. So that's a bummer, because this will definitely get milk spots at some point, and that's just not cool for a coin that has a decent markup. But okay, what are you gonna do? Pretty much the only thing that you can do against milk spots is buy something like this, which is a 1-ounce gold Australian kangaroo. Of course, fine gold coins, they don't really tarnish, they don't really develop patina and stuff like that. And if they do, there was something that went wrong during the process of making these. So yeah, very beautiful coin. I really like those, but yeah, they are obviously very expensive at the moment. Continuing on with this 1-ounce silver star, really, really beautiful coin from the Cook Islands. Yeah, I just like these a lot. I had some coin bars, like these tiny rectangular coin thingies a while back, and I really love those. And yeah, so really cool coin. Unfortunately, also does not come in a coin capsule, so kind of have to deal with that, I guess. So yeah, my plans for the future. So let's start with silver, for example. At the moment, I am not buying any more silver bullion coins, you know that, because the markups have just become absolutely ridiculous. We had some tax issues here where I am over the last couple of days, and now we are at like almost 50% markup on 1-ounce silver bullion coins, and I'm just not paying that. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to. So junk silver it is. If I can pick that up from a secondary market for a decent markup, I will, but I'm not necessarily looking for it because I've got a lot of silver anyways. If the markups come down on the stuff again, then I definitely will be starting to buy silver again, because, well, that is just what I like to do. And I still have my different coin series that I buy and that I will continue to buy into the future. Hopefully, we'll see, I guess. But that I plan on buying in the future if nothing else happens. And I'm definitely not going to stop doing that because of some markups and whatever, because the amount that those coins go up in value usually in their first year makes up for that anyways. So that's not really a big issue, but that's what I'm going to do. And if at some point the markups go back down, then I will certainly be starting to buy normal silver bullion coins again, and also bars, of course, for that matter. So that's pretty much just the plan as far as that goes. I have thought about maybe buying junk silver, like real junk silver, like old jewelry and stuff like that you can really pick up for maybe spot or below that, and just melt my own bars out of like sterling silver and stuff like that, because that's also a cool thing. So I might be looking into that a little bit further in the future, but we'll see about that, right? And this is not something that I will decide on right now, but it is actually really easy to do that. I might talk about that in another video, but I also talked about it in my scrap gold video. If you want to watch that, that's pretty much a similar process that you can use for silver and gold. So pretty easy, pretty simple, and a good way to get very cheap silver very quickly. So gold. What am I going to do with gold? Well, in the last couple of years, I kind of pivoted a little bit more towards gold as opposed to silver, because I just had too much silver in comparison to gold, and I just wanted to kind of split it up 50-50 in between the two, with price, not weight, of course. That would be a little bit excessive, but with price. And or with value, like about 50% value in gold and 50% value in silver. So I sold a bit of silver over the last couple of years. That was way before I ever started this channel. And I bought some more gold. And since then, I also sold some more gold and gold got back into silver. You know, I always made a good profit on that because, you know, gold has been going up very steadily over the last couple of years. And so it's all good. But right now I am actually pretty happy with the amount of gold as opposed to the amount of silver that I own. And I think that's a pretty good way to go forward with it. I will be looking into some more reasonably collectible gold coins in the future, just because I like coins that really look nice and that I can take out and just be like, oh, that's cool, good that I bought that, and not just, oh, that's gold, and that's it. Right? I like gold and I like the look of it and I like silver and I like the look of that, but I also just want something different than just a piece of gold or a piece of silver, because if I wanted that, I could just collect scrap and there you go. So the reason why I buy these coins is because I like them, and if I don't like them, I don't buy them. And that's pretty much the reason why I pivoted away from just pure stacking weight and just going into the stuff that I like. And if you like stacking pure weight in gold and silver, hey, that's cool as well. Whatever makes you happy, right? And just for me, it's the stuff that's a little bit more interesting. I also like engaging with the collectible prices and stuff like that and seeing what I can maybe get in like a year or two for the coins that I bought like a year or two ago. And I think that's also interesting because you don't have to pay taxes on that. So that's also a pretty cool way to make some additional money. And also to grow your stack much quicker than it would be possible with just your income, which might be low. In my case, it definitely is. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I think that's a pretty rough plan that I have for the future. It might change though. That is the thing. This is just a picture that I can paint of this very situation right now. And if something changes, as I said, in the silver market, maybe with markups and stuff like that, I will be getting into that again. Or if maybe something happens to gold price or whatever and it really drops a lot, then I might be going back into bullion because I just can't resist buying it at like $1,000 an ounce or whatever, which some people think it will go back to. I don't know about that. I wouldn't reckon it would. I don't see a reason for that necessarily. But if it happens, that's cool because I can then get a lot more for a lot less money. And that would make up for a lot of inflation that happened over the last couple of years. You know, because that would give my money like almost double the purchasing power if I want to buy gold, right? Because inflation is also a thing that kind of depends on the things that you want to buy. So if you're just planning on buying gold in one singular month, right, and you don't have any other expenses, which is a weird example, but you get what I mean, right? If you're just planning on buying gold and gold drops like 50% or whatever, you basically have 50% more purchasing power. So inflation is something very subjective, and it's not something that you can just rely on the CPI data and just say, oh yeah, that's my inflation. No, it's not. That's general inflation, right? That's a generally useful tool to measure how the economy is doing. But it's not a very useful tool to measure what your inflation is. Your inflation is your inflation. For figuring out what your inflation is, you have to look at the stuff that you're actually buying. For me, for example, I barely buy any electricity, I barely have any running costs, and so my inflation is incredibly low. Yeah, and if I think about the stuff that I bought over the last couple of months, it's probably close to zero because I bought some stuff that actually got a solid chunk cheaper than it was before. So it all depends, right? It all depends on how you spend your money. And of course, if you're living somewhere where electricity costs a lot and where water costs a lot and where housing and stuff costs a lot, well, then your inflation is probably going to be high. For me, it's not. So that's just kind of the thing, right? You have to look at your situation, at your personal stuff that you're buying, and then you can determine your inflation. Your inflation might also be much higher than CPI data, for example. Yeah, CPI might say that inflation is at like 8%. Your inflation might be 25. It depends. So you have to look at that. But for example, if you're buying gold when it's dropping, you've got deflation going on, which is a pretty cool thing if your income stays the same. So there's that. So yeah, a little bit of a shorter video today. I just wanted to kind of also keep my plans for the future in like a video format so that I can look back on it in a couple of years and say, oh yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Or maybe also, oh well, I threw that out of the window completely and did something completely different. But I guess we'll see about that. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you've got any more questions, write them in the comments below. I'd be very happy to answer them. If you want to, you can rate the video with like a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and you can also subscribe to the channel if you want to make me happy. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, and until next time.